The AI mirror, unmasking your digital shadow. What if the most honest reflection of you isn't in the glass but in an algorithm? You scroll, it learns. You type, it replies. Unseen, systems assemble a composite portrait, a profile that predicts, nudges, and sometimes defines you. That composite is not neutral, it is a mirror with edges, a looking glass that reflects parts of us we never set out to show. Carl Jung called the shadow the unseen side of personality, the elements we repress, disown, or forget. Today, the AI mirror doesn't only reflect our conscious self, it reveals, amplifies, and occasionally manufactures our shadow. It surfaces collective anxieties, recurring biases, and the stories we tell in private. It can be brutally honest or dangerously flattering. In this film, we'll do three things. Read the mirror through Jung and modern thought. Tell the story of one person learning to live with their digital shadow. And, crucially, deploy the triple engine AIQ, EEQ, SSQ, and the Vanguard Alchemist Practice to reclaim agency. If your identity feels thinner, more performative, or oddly borrowed, stay. We will not only name the problem, we will map a practical path back to a self that is owned, not merely inferred. AI is quickly evolving from a mere tool into a digital looking glass, revealing hidden facets of our identities. It's not just technology, it's weaving itself into the fabric of humanity. Philosophers and psychoanalysts give us tools to understand reflection. Jung's shadow is not moral condemnation, it is a repository of potential. Freud traced the unconscious as a theatre of repressed drives. Lacan offered the mirror stage. The infant recognizes a coherent image in the mirror and forms an I that precedes mastery. The mirror creates identity by offering unity where there is fragmentation. Today the mirror is algorithmic. Lacan's mirror was glass and self-recognition. AI's mirror is pattern and prediction. It tells us who we are by compiling traces, clicks, likes, dwell time, purchase histories. But unlike a human mirror, AI supplies narratives and choices shaped by training data and optimization logic. The machine is not moral, it is instrumental. Left unchecked, it will mirror the patterns we feed it, inequities, stereotypes, the most click-worthy parts of ourselves. Add Foucault's concept of surveillance. The panoptic gaze becomes networked, personalized. And add Arendt's concern about the loss of the public realm. If identity is increasingly curated by private platforms, the shared spaces where citizens speak and persuade shrinks. These thinkers converge on a warning. Mirrors don't merely reflect, they participate. They co-author what they show. The AI mirror is both diagnostic and generative. It diagnoses tendencies and generates opportunities that push us to act in certain ways. That's the tension. It is also the leverage point. Imagine how much these algorithms know about us through personalized ads or content recommendations, often more than we consciously recognize. Subconscious revelations AI systems, trained on vast human interactions, expose societal biases and hidden patterns. Meet Mara. She taught first-year seminars at a university. She loved moments of curiosity, a student's bewildered grin when understanding arrives, the hush in a room when ideas connect. Over 5 years, Mara noticed something shift. Her inbox, once a polite mixture of student queries and committee notes, grew algorithmic. Suggestions from platforms, content prompts, ads echoing private conversations. A recommendation recommended an essay template she hadn't searched for. Her students started to phrase questions like the prompts they read online. Class discussions narrowed into formats optimized for engagement metrics. One evening, exhaust and caffeine, Mara asked a generative model to help draft an email requesting an extension for a student. The reply was eloquent, precise, slightly flatteringly formal. She used it. The student's gratitude was warm. The model had saved time. But later, Mara noticed she was reaching for the model even when she didn't need it, for a reflection of style, for the tone she had once cultivated by practice. The mirror taught her a new voice. At a faculty panel, she listened to a colleague describe authentic engagement in a way that echoed the model's diction. Mara began to suspect something. The collective voice of their faculty was being nudged by the same generative templates her students used. The mirror was not neutral, it was becoming a dialect. Then came the day she tested herself. In a workshop, a student asked, "Mara, how do you come up with your teaching stories?" She fumbled. For the first time, she felt dislocated from her own voice. Her replies were serviceable but oddly warmed up, like an actor reciting lines. That night, she faced the mirror, or rather the blinking cursor, and felt the contour of a problem. The AI mirror had not merely reflected her, it had suggested the shape of what she might become. The shadow in this mirror was not some hidden vice, it was a diluted authority. Mara's life problem is common: identity erosion through algorithmic reflection. The solution cannot be a ban, it cannot be mere detection. We need a practice, a disciplined reweaving of voice, agency, and community. Let's diagnose. The AI mirror produces a shadow via 3 mechanisms. Feedback loop compression, AIQ. Algorithms prioritize predictability. They show us patterns we like, narrowing available expressions. Over time, diversity atrophies. The mirror rewards what scales, not what matters. Emotional calibration drift, EEQ. Social signals become shorthand for value. Likes, shares, dwell time shape affective lives. People learn to calibrate emotions to algorithmic reward structures and lose internal calibration. Social script homogenization, SSQ. Institutions and communities adapt to visible norms. If models privilege certain tropes, communities adopt scripts that perpetuate them, seeding collective limiting beliefs about competence, worth, and acceptable expression. Together these create identity erosion. The person doesn't disappear. Their voice is co-authored by unseen systems and incentives. They reflect back aspects of us that we'd prefer to remain hidden. AI art, for example, externalizes our desires and anxieties in unexpected ways. Impact on identity interactions with AI like chatbots influence our self-conception, blurring lines between human and machine. We need a framework that both reads and resists the mirror. The triple engine does this. AIQ gives us the technical literacy to decode models, to know how training data curates our mirrors, and how to design counter-mirrors that prioritize diversity and depth. AIQ is not just coding, it is design intelligence, the capacity to ask, what data will shape this reflection? EEQ equips us to repair the emotional calibration, practices that return effect to human scale, rituals, repair conversations, reflective pauses. EEQ is the ethics of feeling. It restores inner attunement. SSQ builds the social scaffolding, student co-creation, employer briefs, civic rituals that anchor new narratives. SSQ ensures the mirror serves community well-being and sustainability. The Vanguard Alchemist is the practitioner who blends these engines, designing procedural shields, AIQ, human rights, EEQ, and social architecture, SSQ. We must be clear, rewiring mirrors is powerful and potentially manipulative. The Vanguard Alchemist insists on ethical constraints. Transparent intent, say what you are changing and why. Consent, participants must opt in. Community rituals cannot be coerced. Auditability, maintain logs of prompts, datasets and interventions. Equity lens, evaluate who benefits and who bears cost. Philosophically, this approach is not about engineering compliance. It is an ancient civic practice, crafting language and ritual to support flourishing. It speaks to Aristotle's politeia and Hannah Arendt's care for the public realm. We use technology to reveal, but we temper it with human judgment, a synthesis of reason, feeling, and collective responsibility. Oh, can start tonight. I've created 3 plug-and-play tools you can adapt. Mirror map template, AIQ, a spreadsheet and simple word frequency script to identify dominant metaphors. EEQ interview guide, scripted curiosity-first prompts for paired shadow interviews. SSQ charter template, a 1-page charter, declaration wording, rituals, employer brief mapping. Use them as scaffolds. The tools are not answers, they are affordances for practice. The AI mirror shows us our shadow, but shadow is not destiny, it is material for growth. Jung urged that the way out is through. Name the shadow, accept it, and transform its energy into creative force. The Vanguard Alchemist does this in civic scale. If you lead a faculty, a community group or an organisation and want a tailored institutional sprint, a 6 to 12 week VIP plan to map your mirrors, run AIQ diagnostic, train EEQ repair skill and embed SSQ governance, I will design and lead it with you. Contact me, email in comment. Begin tonight. Identify one phrase you say often and reframe it. Small acts ripple, the mirror will keep showing you. Choose who does the looking back. We are not victims of the mirror, we are its designers. The task is not to destroy the mirror, but to learn to craft it so it reflects our highest intentions. Be a vanguard alchemist, attentive, ethical and tireless in practice. As AI intertwines with our personal lives, it prompts us to ponder the authenticity of our connections and self-worth. In this landscape, maintaining agency and critical thinking are crucial. Let's actively shape AI's future to reflect humanity's best intentions, not merely our shadows.